Hey comic book fans, my nerdy friends, my geeky compadres, what's going on? So, I've been tagged in this Batman sequence tag that's been going around. I was actually tagged by two people, JohnnyDaCosta and ComicDuhComic. So, after watching their videos, I thought to myself, I need to get my ass in gear, figure out what I'm going to show, and just put together a video for you. So, we're going to take a look at my favorite Batman sequence. Okay, so this actually took me a pretty good amount of time to figure out what I was going to show you guys. I started going through a whole bunch of Batman books, just slews of everything I had that had Batman in it at all. So, I went through my Batman and Robin. I first thought, maybe I'll go with the Requiem issue and show the sequence and the heartfelt, silent sequence. But then I was like, it's New 52. It's kind of new. I don't really want to go with something like that. Maybe, something else. So I thought, I got a good idea. Batman the Cult, not a lot of people have read that. It's super good. Bernie writes an art, just fantastic. But then I was like, it's a mini, so I don't really want to go with a mini. That was the same thing that happened when I went through Batman Cacophony or The Widening Gyre. I was just like, shit, what do I go with? So then I started looking through, Shadow of the Bat. Not a lot of people are collecting that. Legends of the Dark Knight, go with those. I was like, we could go all the way back and go to Detective, try that out. Just wasn't coming across anything. And I was like, oh man, I got a perfect idea. Everybody knows that I like team-ups. It's the only way I can read any kind of Superman book, is that he has to be teamed up with somebody else, because I love that interaction between characters. So I was like, oh yeah, let's go through some Brave and the Bold. So I started looking through Brave and the Bold, and I was like, there's some really great sequences, but it's just not right. So I was like, okay, let's dig through some old Batman. So pulled out my oldest issue. I was like, oh yeah. It felt good reading it. I loved it, but it wasn't right, it wasn't the right one. So I just kept going through them. What we got here? Some Batman, the 400th anniversary issue, year one, and I wasn't feeling those. So I went a little bit newer, and I was looking through the many deaths of Batman. We got year 3 in here. Lonely Place of Dying. Just some great stuff. 450. I love this issue. Or 476 when he reveals his identity. And I was just like, it's just not the one. So then I started going through my trades. I was like, oh man, A Death in the Family. That scene where Joker just beats the crap out of Jason Todd with a crowbar. But then I thought to myself, I want Johnny to like this video. He tagged me, so I can't have my favorite Batman sequence as the one sequence where his favorite character dies. I was like, okay, I got it. And if you know me, if you've been watching me for a while, you'll know that when I see books like these, I have to pick them up. And you'll know that the book I chose was basically written just for me. Perfect for me. Love every single cell of it. Every little freaking bit, every tiny word, every little pencil mark. And my favorite sequence comes from Gotham by Gaslight. Now, when I was saying that I pick up these books all the time, I'm talking about Elseworld books. Specifically Batman Elseworlds books. I love them. It's just fun to have a different kind of Batman in every one, you know. And this one in particular, dealing with Jack the Ripper coming to Gotham. Now, you know, I kind of have a fascination with Jack the Ripper. I don't know what it is, but I've always just been like enamored with him for some reason. Not in a good way, I guess, because it's not good that he killed people, but just fascinated, I guess, by the case and by the person. So, in Gotham by Gaslight, if you haven't read it, Jack the Ripper comes to Gotham and starts wreaking havoc all over Gotham, just the way he did in London. Now, in this sequence, which is the full page, it's a scene in Gotham in night, starting with this right here. We start out with Gotham at night, back in, I forget what, back in time. So we start out there, come over here, and we see a lady of the night walking through Gotham. Back to Jack the Ripper there, pulling his knife out, coming upon the lady, going to kill her, and boom! Batman. That's it. That's the sequence right there. Just Batman standing there as he's about to commit his heinous crime. And then from there is just this great chase scene through the streets of Gotham. I don't know, it just really does it for me. You know, I guess it's something about, like, the late 1800s and, like, just the decadence of it all. And then you throw Batman in there and Jack the Ripper, and that's my story. You know, it's just great. I don't know, I absolutely love it. So, that's my bat sequence, I guess. That's my favorite bat sequence. Short and sweet. I hope you guys like the video. I guess I should tag people, huh? Let's go with... I'll tag 3 people. I don't know if you have been tagged or not. I apologize if you have, because I'm kind of late to the party on this one. But aside from Johnny... my other closest Batman fanatic fan, my Batman fanatic friend, actually, brother, TheIncredibleCJ. If you haven't been tagged, you probably don't have your bat books with you. They're probably at home, and you're probably at school, but do something anyway. So, IncredibleCJ, we'll go with someone I know who collects some Batman stuff, some Batman titles. From across the pond, we'll go with Scott Grady, GradeAComics. And then lastly, someone who collects Batman on the down low. Like, you wouldn't think, but I've seen some Batman comic books in this man's Twitter pictures and videos, and he may not have read them all, but I'm sure he can come up with something. And that's DrMonkeyBot. So, Adam, Scott, and CJ, I tag you. Hopefully you haven't been tagged yet. And I guess that's it for me. Tag. See you later.